This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon and happy Monday. I'm Meredith Barrick. We are taking a live look over the Circle City right now. It is a beautiful way to start off our week, but you better get outside and enjoy it because this all is taking a turn, especially for Halloween on Thursday. Meteorologist Todd Clausen is standing by with what we can expect.
I know, it'd be so nice we could just kind of bottle this weather up and take it to Thursday for all the kids to head out trick-or-treating, but unfortunately the weather will diminish as the week goes on. But as Meredith mentioned, today is absolutely beautiful. Make some time to get outside if you can today. 60 already in Indy at this noon hour. It's 59 in Columbus, 58 is the current temperature. In Tipton, Lafayette's at 60 degrees, and you can see the sunshine that we have out there. And off in the distance, you notice just some high, thin clouds. As we go into the afternoon hours, especially in western locations here, there will be a little more in the way of cloud cover. The further east you are, your skies will remain completely sunny. Even if you do see the clouds, just know you are not going to see any precipitation here throughout the course of the day today. It's just that high, thin cloud cover that'll kind of just spill in to the state. So enjoy the sunshine. The wind is light as well, and temperatures will continue to climb here up to about 65, 66 degrees for your afternoon high. Very pleasant this evening as well. Once the sun sets, we'll cool into the 50s. We'll talk about the rain that's heading our way for midweek coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, we will see you then. In Carmel, fire crews are still trying to figure out what caused a house fire that sent 2 people to the hospital. This happened around 4:30 this morning at a home on Jennings Drive that's near Main Street and Gray Road. A mother and her son were taken from the home to a hospital. A police officer was also treated at the scene for smoke inhalation. All 3 are expected to be okay. Police are still looking for the driver who killed a toddler in a hit-and-run crash on the west side. Investigators say the 21-month-old girl was hit around 6:30 last night near North Exeter Avenue and West 17th Street. She was playing in the driveway, her parents standing nearby. They told officers a gray 4-door sedan hit the girl, then sped away.
There's no indications that the child was out in the street chasing a ball or anything like that. All I can say at this point, all we know is that the child was in a driveway.
After getting the 911 call, police rushed to the scene where they were flagged down by that little girl's parents on North Tibbs Avenue. The child was lying nearby. They told officers they were trying to make it to the hospital to get help, but she died a short time later. Again, police only have a vague description of the hit-and-run vehicle, a gray 4-door sedan. They say a man was behind the wheel. If you have any information, please call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. Today, a judge is hearing arguments on whether he should keep those involved in a bizarre adoption and neglect case from talking about the proceedings in public. Prosecutors have asked for a gag order on Christine and Michael Barnett. They're the couple accused of abandoning their adopted daughter at an apartment in Lafayette. The couple claims the girl is actually an adult who posed as a child from Ukraine and that they were the victims of an adoption scam. The attorney for the Barnetts says he supports a gag order on medical and mental health records, but not on the Barnetts' rights to share their side of the story.
However, when it comes to my client's ability to exercise his First Amendment right, we think the case law from the United States Supreme Court is very clear that he does have a right to speak out, that the only information the public receives should not come directly from the opposing counsel or the state of Indiana with respect to their allegations of what the facts are.
For a gag order to go into effect, the judge would have to rule that the Barnetts talking about the case could help lead to an unfair trial. The fight to get the upper hand on the raging California wildfires continues. Today, a new fire erupted in Los Angeles along a busy freeway. As ABC's Elena Gomez tells us, it's forcing thousands of residents to evacuate even as fires continue to burn in the northern part of the state.
Oh my gosh. A new wildfire breaking out in Los Angeles overnight. Residents capturing the flames on their cell phones, creating a glow on one of the nation's busiest highways, the 405 freeway. The fire threatening homes and forcing thousands of people to evacuate in western LA. Even NBA superstar LeBron James's home under emergency evacuation.
You have several hundred teenage kids that have no way of getting out.
And students at Mount St. Mary's University.
It was just a very scary experience because the fires were literally so close to our campus. Even inside the dorms, it was very smoky and it was hard to breathe.
forced to evacuate as the fire burns below in the canyon.
Leave your home. We've seen fires and tragedies where people have believed they could stay in place, where they thought they could fight the fire, be a hero themselves, take out their garden hose. Do not do that. The only thing you cannot replace is you and your family.
Strong winds fueling the burn with some gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Meanwhile, to the north, the Kincaid fire continues to grow with winds whipping at nearly 100 miles an hour over the weekend. Firefighters losing some containment of the fire overnight. Homes and vineyards in the wine country region lost.
We barely got out.
Millions of people were without power on Sunday as utility company PG&E cut power for preventative measures. Governor Newsom issued an emergency proclamation for L.A. and Sonoma counties. Here in L.A., we're expecting winds up until this afternoon, but we will still be on fire weather watch from Tuesday into Wednesday. Elena Gomez, ABC News, Brentwood, California.
Criminals are working overtime to get your information that might be online. Up next, the 5 steps that you can take to protect yourself and keep your info safe. And the champs have been crowned, and they are the band of black and gold, the big winners at this weekend's champion that blew the roof off of Lucas Oil Stadium. Todd.
And Meredith, we're enjoying sunshine across most of central Indiana. Here's a live look from downtown to the north on the RTV6 Weather Now camera network. However, one location here in central Indiana is locked in with some patchy, dense fog, and that is in Greencastle. You can see that picture there. We'll talk about the changes heading our way coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues, or the Noon at Noon continues right here on RTV6.
Dancing with the Stars, ABC Tonight.
It's time now for another RTV6 Consumer Alert. I'm joined by the Better Business Bureau's Tim Maniscalco. And Tim, today we are talking about the 5 steps to cybersecurity protection, something everyone needs to know.
We are all vulnerable. I can tell you that at some point we've all tried to been hacked by somebody. The hackers are out there, so you want to make certain that you take some steps. We've developed a 5-step program that you can utilize that hopefully, number one, you won't get hacked or you won't get broken into. Number 2, if you do get broken into, you've got a plan in place so that you can get back up to speed. Number 1, identify your assets, both your hard assets, and by that I mean your computer, your phone, what are the things that need to be protected, and what I'm going to call soft assets. Files. We all have that file that if we lost it, it would really be detrimental to us. So just make certain, number 1, you identify those. Number 2, then protect those assets. Back up those files, make certain that you've got the right protection on your computer and whatever, so that it makes it more difficult for people to hack in. Number 3, detect activities. A lot of times we'll get phone calls from our IS provider at BBB saying, hey, someone tried to hack you last night, or if you see this email, don't open it up. So if you get those warnings, heed those types of warnings. Respond with some sort of a plan. So figure out, hey, who do I call? What am I going to do if indeed I have been hacked? If somebody has gotten in and stolen some information or somehow compromised my computer, who am I going to call? Where am I going to go? So that you aren't just sort of fumbling around saying, boy, what do I do? So you have some sort of a plan, and then understand what it is that is kind of back to normal for you. What are going to be the things that you have to have in place? Say, okay, I'm back up running. I can run my business. I can run my life now. So if you follow those 5 steps, and if something does happen to you, at least you're going to be prepared. You can go to bbb.org. We'll have these posted on our website. But I think that's a very good plan for people to, number 1, make certain you don't get hacked into, and if you do, you're going to know what to do.
All right, Tim, thank you so much. This has been another RTV6 Consumer Alert. He's been doing it for 23 years now. Even as he battles cancer, his focus is on helping others, and it's paying off in a big way. And we are taking a live look downtown, view to the north on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Todd Clausen will have your full Storm Team 6 forecast coming up. You're watching the news at noon on RTV6.
That's the benefit of Medicare from Anthem.
John Andretti is not letting his ongoing battle with cancer slow down his work for Riley Hospital for Children. Today, Andretti joined others in announcing that this year's Race for Riley raised more than $360,000. It's something the racing star has been passionate about for more than 2 decades.
We couldn't be more proud of where it's come to, because the Race for Riley is not a foundation. Every dollar that's donated goes directly to Riley Hospital for Children.
The Race for Riley now encompasses 3 days of events that include an auction, a party for Riley kids, and the annual go-kart race at Newcastle Motorsports Park.
In first place with a score of 92.2. The 2019 Bands of America Indianapolis Super Regional Champion, the Avon High School Marching Band of Avon, Indiana.
Out of 84 bands from across the Midwest, Avon turned out to be the best. The Marching Black and Gold took top honors at the Bands of America Super Regional Competition at Lucas Oil Stadium. Avon just beat out last year's champions from Carmel High School. Other Indiana schools finishing high in the competition include the Spartans of Fort Wayne Homestead. They were 5th. Fishers High School was also on the list at 8th, followed by the Marching Pride of Lawrence Township. Bands of America will be back at Lucas Oil in 3 weeks for their Grand National Finals, featuring bands from across the country. And we want to take a turn now and check in on the weather. It is beautiful out there right now. And Todd, people need to get out and enjoy it, because this might be one of the last days we have like this for a very long time.
You know, it's the warmest temperature today that I have in my 7-day planning forecast, and it's probably going to be the driest day that we have. Although the clouds are trying to sneak here into some locations. Here's a live look from downtown to the north, and the further north and east you are here throughout the day today, the more sunshine you will see throughout the remainder of the afternoon. And with all the sunshine throughout the morning hours, temperatures have climbed all the way up to 60 degrees right now officially at the airport in Indianapolis. Just a light wind out of the south at 8 miles per hour. And where the sun is shining and skies are mostly sunny, temperatures are in the low 60s in Connersville, 59 in Richmond, 63 in Muncie. And then there's this one little pocket here of cooler temperatures from Bloomington up towards the Greencastle area. And this is where some patchy dense fog has settled in. You notice the visibility, and I showed you right before the commercial break just a little while ago, that fog that has settled into the Greencastle area. And there it is through a good portion of the Cloverdale area, and it impacts I-70 as well. So that should continue to burn off, but your temperatures off to the east will run a little bit cooler today. Highs only in the low 60s compared to highs near 70, where the sunshine is prevalent throughout the remainder of the afternoon. Either way, it's a dry day for everybody, and one you should get out and enjoy. And here are those high thin clouds that are trying to spill in from the west. It's part of a system that's well off to our west, bringing snow to the Denver area once again. That storm system bypasses us to the west. We do not have to worry about that. So this evening, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be in the 50s throughout the evening hours, so you'll need a light jacket. And then for the day tomorrow, we're looking at a day that's dry once again, but with more in the way of cloud cover. So we don't get that sunshine right off the bat like we had this morning. So highs tomorrow going to be running in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. Still a decent day for us, and it's still mainly a dry day. There could be a few spotty sprinkles as we get into the evening hours. Now fast forward to Wednesday morning. It starts off dry, but then rain's going to overspread the area Wednesday afternoon. Could be heavy at times once again. Could be a pretty good soaking rain for us. It continues through Wednesday evening. Then we get a little bit of a break, only for another wave of rain to head in our direction as we get into Halloween morning. So hopefully by the time we get to the evening hours and the trick-or-treat forecast, most of the rain will be out of here. Not a guarantee yet. Not about to pull it out of the forecast. The high on Thursday is in the low 50s. Just know that occurs pretty early in the day, and then the temperatures are really going to start to fall. It's going to be breezy. So at this point, if you're taking the kids out trick-or-treating, I would plan on at least making sure that they stay dry with a rain gear as this front makes its way through the area. Once that cold front goes through, take a look at those temperatures. Highs only in the 40s on Friday and Saturday, with overnight lows as we get to Saturday and Sunday morning that will be down below freezing.
Here's another thing I do with my free time. I'll go on job interviews for jobs I don't want. Yeah, then you can be yourself and mess with the interviewer. First thing I do is I bring a beer to the job interview.
Not only is he one of the top comedians playing corporate events all across the country, Central Indiana's own Scott Long is getting a big award in a couple of weeks. And it's happening at a big event, a milestone for a downtown institution. Scott is this year's winner of the Kurt Vonnegut Humor Award, and he will be honored as part of the grand opening of the brand new Kurt Vonnegut Museum and Library. Scott is here along with Julia Whitehead, the library's founder and CEO. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
First of all, congratulations. Very very exciting.
I haven't got the award yet, so I don't feel like I
they
can
still take it away.
Yeah, I'm still working on my speech, so I don't get to tell you on that.
All right, well, we'll get back to you in just a moment, but first we want to touch on everything that it took to get this library and museum up and running again and staying in downtown Indianapolis.
Yes, we raised $1.5 million from 1,400 donors earlier this year. So we own a building now, 543 Indiana Avenue. We hope people come on out on November 9th for our grand opening. It starts at noon. VonnegutLibrary.org has all the details about a full day of events, all of our Vonnegut Fest events.
Very, very fun. And I know you probably don't want to spill all of what's going to be happening and spoil all the fun, but can you give us a little preview of what we can expect? I understand it's a day-long event.
It is. So it kicks off at noon with the ribbon cutting. Kurt Vonnegut's daughter, Edie, will be coming in from the East Coast for the first time in about 8 years with many other speakers at the ribbon cutting. But throughout the day, we have the unveiling of the new Slaughterhouse 5 exhibit, a new exhibit for us. That'll be, really special. Of course, our comedy event in the evening with Scott and our previous award winner, Leonard Hoops. We have different scholars and others coming in talking about the 50th anniversary of Slaughterhouse 5 this year. We're releasing our So It Goes literary journal, which gets national attention for its quality. We have 2 former Indiana Poet Laureates speaking at that event, and then we are also unveiling the Frank and Katrina Bastille Community Room, which will have a giant tiger that was given to us by the Indianapolis Opera. It's a tiger, a fake tiger skin.
Okay. I was like, wow, real? Wow.
It's an 11-foot
but
wide
still
tiger.
Cool nonetheless, and very exciting. And how excited are you to be a part of this event?
Well, as a young kid growing up in the cornstalk ghetto of the Midwest, George Carlin was like the first person I ever heard, wow, you can be irreverent, you can poke your eye into authority. And then I read Kurt Vonnegut, and I'm like, I need to find a profession where I can do that, where I can be myself. And at the same time, they were both funny and maybe a bit of curmudgeons. And as I get older, I'm getting to be that way too, maybe. But ultimately, I cannot believe I'm being part of this event. I'm a huge fan. And Kurt Vonnegut was from Indianapolis. Yeah. Really wonderful.
Yeah. Well, thank you both so much for coming. Something very important to touch on is that you guys are always in need of money to keep the library and museum up and running. We have all the information there at the bottom of your screen if you're interested in donating or coming out to the big event. Thank you both so much for joining me this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
Keller and Keller.
This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon. I'm Ted Rowlands. High drama in a Wisconsin courtroom where 22-year-old Ezra McCandless is expected on the witness stand in her self-defense murder trial. McCandless, who stabbed her ex-boyfriend 16 times, is accused of first-degree intentional homicide. She claims 24-year-old Alex Woodworth attacked her in a remote area when she was trying to end their relationship. Last week, jurors heard a version of her story through a police interview.
So I think the point that my partner's trying to get at here is when we found him, he was half in the car and half out. How would he get like that if he wasn't?
I didn't check to see if he was, I thought he was dead or something when I seen him on the ground, so that's why I started running and I was scared.
Prosecutors believe McCandless was lying and that she planned to kill Woodworth so that she could be with another man. If convicted, she faces a possible life sentence. You can watch continuing coverage of this trial throughout the day on Court TV. Now back to you.
Ted, thank you. You can learn more about other cases around the nation right now at courttv.com. Now it is time for a final check of the weather.
Nice day for us here today, Meredith. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Tomorrow's dry at 60 degrees, and then the wet weather returns Wednesday.
Todd, thank you. And thank you for making RTV6 your choice for news. We hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you back here at 5.